The best part is turning non-readers into readers, like seeing the light go off in somebody's eyes when they just, like, they've read their first book and they tell you what it feels like to have finished a book, and they're like, I want more. What can you bring me? I'm the co-founder of Free Minds Book Club and Writing Workshop. I facilitate 2 book clubs at the DC jail. I work with young men who are 16 and 17 years old but have been charged as adults. The book club happens every week. It's a 90-minute session where we read together, discuss a book, and then we do writing exercises at the end. I was working for Australian television as a TV producer. There was a letter on my desk from a young man on death row. And it was from a young man named Glenn McGinnis, who was charged and convicted for a crime he committed while he was just 17 years old. It was for a murder, and he was put on death row. I found the most powerful way for us to connect was through books, and I would order him a book on Amazon, and I'd read it at the same time, and then we'd write letters back and forth about it. And we got to know each other so well and so quickly. And when he was executed in 2000, I really felt the need and the desire to do something. One of my very good friends, Tara Liebert, was also a journalist and was having a similar, sort of a parallel experience, doing stories specifically about young people getting locked up for really long sentences. And so we together came up with the idea to approach the DC jail about starting a book club.
I actually met Kelli over at the juvenile block at DC jail, and she actually came to my cell with a book to read, and I was actually not interested at the time, but over time we kind of developed a close relationship, and I actually started to open up more.
We never find out about it until later when they get to know us and they say, I never thought that I'd, be able to have this close of a friendship with a white person. Or, I'm well over old enough to be a lot of the people's mother. And I think the generation is another piece of it, the generation or the age gap. And it's what I always say to people is I think books are an amazing way to see our own humanity and see the humanity in others.
I actually see her in the office that I work in a few times a week, and we actually talk about college and life after Free Minds.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in love with books since I was, probably 8 years old, 9 years old. And so for me, that's the best part because I know that they can change lives. Like, I've always looked to books when I need comfort. And I just love being able to share that with other people.